thank you so much for giving us a few minutes to handle it, and we hope we will go and it will work perfectly. Hello, Antonina.
Hi,
Hi. Where are you from?
from Kiev.
Oh, from Kiev. Okay. Okay. Today is funny because I moved to London a few years ago, and today is funny for London. It's very rare when it's sunny, and today is sunny. I was trying to remove sun that you can see me. So I'm sure once we are done, sun will be gone. Yeah. Should we wait or should we start already?
Yeah, I think maybe we'll wait for another minute or so, just to see who else will join, and then we'll start. Maybe if we could quickly jump around, and anyone that wants to let us know who they are, where they're calling from, that would be amazing.
Okay, I can start. I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia. My name is Ksenia, and I'm an analyst and business strategist, and I help startups to grow also. And of course, I want to, I mean, not of course, but as many of us, I want to find a job abroad. And in this surprisingly short period, I mean, which I didn't expect. Yeah, so I'm very interested in any useful information, and I know Sveta for years actually, and I know that she is both powerful and energetic speaker and gives lots of useful tips. So I'm here with my notes. I mean, I'm going to use my keyboard a lot, I know, and yeah, I'm really into this topic.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Marina, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sveta, and thank you, Holly, for this idea to introduce. At least we'll have some time for waiting until maybe other participants will join us. So my name is Marina, and initially I'm from a very small town in Ukraine called Priluki in Chernihiv region. It's around 100 kilometers from Kiev, but I spent half of my life over there and half of my life in Kiev. So that's why I suggest that, and again, you know, all Ukrainians now feel this pain which is existing. That's why I decided to join the event. Moreover, one reliable person advised me to join it because he told me that Sveta is amazing in terms of energetic and coaching. And since I'm now on my way to find probably it will be employment, I still considering the relevancy of it. I live in the UK for the last 5 years, but I am now on that stage that probably I will apply. So that's why Sveta's advice will be helpful for me just um, to refresh what I have and think how I can apply this for further roles. That's it.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for joining us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start just by telling everyone a little bit about Naya, who are the company that are kind of co-organizing this, obviously with Sveta's support. And then I'll hand over to Sveta to start sharing all of her incredible tips and recommendations to help you all onto the road to employment. So my name's Holly. You might have seen a couple of emails come through from me already. And I'm based in the UK, and I work for a company called Naya, who are basically committed to helping as many people impacted by this war into meaningful and long-term jobs around the world. So we basically have partnered with a training company out in the US who are offering free tech training to anyone affected by this war, Ukrainians, Russians who have been displaced, and also other nationalities who stand with Ukraine. And besides that, we've also got hundreds and hundreds of employers who have joined our jobs platform, who are looking to hire people who have been impacted by this war. And it's our responsibility to connect as many of you to jobs as we possibly can. So before handing over to Sveta, I just want to quickly show you what our platform looks like, because I know that many of you may have never seen it before. And after this session, if you've got any questions about how the platform works and how to find a job through kind of collaborating with us, then of course just reach out to me via email, which is it's just holly@naya.ai. So I'm just going to briefly share my screen and show you that sign up process. Let's see if the tech holds up. It's always a question. Can everyone see my screen? Currently, you should be able to
Can see
yourselves. Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So I'm just going to quickly show you this walkthrough. So this is what our website looks like. And it's as simple as going on there and clicking that you want to find a job. You sign up with your email and set up your account password. So it's quite simple in that sense. And then I'm just going to whiz through this because I want to save as much time for Sveta to talk as possible. It basically, from here, will ask you to add what kind of roles you're looking for, what skills you have, whether or not you're looking for remote work, whether or not you'd like to relocate to another country. And as a result, we can match you with the best employer and jobs depending on your specific needs. And again, I'm going to whiz through this. So you can upload your CV. And then here, this is what the platform looks like. So you have your own profile. You can jump in, you can edit it, you can change your little emoji. And here's all of the information that we'll host and then basically connect you with the job opportunities and employers through that platform. So I'll send this video to you all afterwards to give you kind of a full summary of how the platform works. But hopefully you'll be able to take all of the tips that Sveta gives you to then join us and find a great job. So I'm now going to hand over to Sveta. I want to say that this is a collaborative session, so if you have any questions along the way, then feel free to unmute and ask Sveta, ask other people around you. We feel like that you can learn from the people that are around you and are kind of overcoming similar challenges. So yeah, I'm going to hand over to you now, Sveta.
Thank you so much, Holly. Thank you. Guys, I also want to highlight that I will share my experience and those things that I wish I had 3 years ago when I wanted to move abroad and to find a job. And I was not in the same struggled situation like you right now, for sure. And because of that, this is even more crucial for you to use the fastest way to reach wherever you want to reach. And I want to give you this knowledge, but at the same time I want you to ask me if, for example, there are some gaps and you don't understand something, or you have specific question about your specific situation. I am more than happy to respond immediately to answer that question, and I'm sure that in our room there will be people who have a similar struggle. So don't hesitate to ask questions during my during this session. Actually, it's not mine. It's our session. It's for us. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. Awesome, guys. So I want to help you to move to your job as fast as possible, and there are great places like Naya and a few other projects that help already people who are from any country suffering from this war and they want to get a job. But it's important for you, even if you go to any platform, especially like Naya, that you anyway need to prepare yourself. You need to pitch, and even the business is wish to help you and wishing to collaborate with you, but at the same time it's their business decision to hire you. Because of that, you need to prove that you are the right candidate for them. So this is what I want to bring to you guys, that you will have total clear understanding. First of all, what the process looks like. I want to show you behind the scene, because if you know the entire funnel, if you wish, and who are the decision makers, how it's where is technology coming at the moment to help to support those guys, you will understand how to tailor your CV, your cover letter, follow up, and you will have much better strategy to put in place. At the same time, I want you, after like 45 minutes of today's conversation, that you will have understanding of what are the next steps for you to move forward. Yeah, and the final goal, of course, for you, I understand, is to find a role, but not only any role. I want to help you to find that place when you want to work and want your growth, even in any stressful circumstances. It's not the reason for you to skip this and prioritize what you really want to do. So I will share a few stories afterward. Doing and why I'm here. 24th of February changed my life completely, and I feel how my heart is beating right now, and I didn't want to eat for a few days, because I thought, oh my gosh, how could I eat even if people are going through this challenge in their life? They're like under the bombs, and I just enjoying regular life. It's impossible. And maybe after a week of going through that, and I felt hopeless and helpless, that I can't in any way to become a part of your journey and somehow to support people who need that the most. But after, I think, a week, I discovered that, oh my gosh, a lot of people right now are moving and solving maybe some problems on the side of their safety, on like the simplest level. Right now, they need to find a job and money and to feed their family or kid. I can help with that. I can share those things to speed up that process. And I'm also like, I'm 25% Ukrainian, and my grandpa was born in Donetsk. And people like police, they came to his home with ammunition and took his dad. And they put him in a prison, and then they killed him, and they called the entire family as a family of enemy of nationality. So young wife with all kids had to run away from that place and to hide in Russia, and to say that, oh, I had never ever had a husband, and it's like I had an irresponsible sexual life, and like that's all. These are my kids. So that's the part of Ukrainian war is a big part of my family. Yeah, I want to give you some background that you might have. I help a lot of people right now, refugees from Ukraine especially, that they feel they're not enough, they don't have qualification, they don't have experience, they don't have English. And I want to say that 6 years ago, I was in a similar situation. I felt that I was not enough, but at the end of the day, I felt that I needed to fight for my life and for my professional life. And because of that, finally, actually, I play different roles. And what I want to give you is that everything is possible. You just need the right approach. And 3 years ago, I came to the UK. So right now you want to, for example, job abroad. I came to the UK. I didn't have knowledge, skills, experience. I didn't speak English, but right now I work in London. So everything is possible. And since then, actually, 2.5 years ago, I started to help people, and especially started to help people like 1 month ago, and already supported them in getting jobs in big companies and scale ups and startups. So let's move to our topic, what is important for you. I want to let you know that really everything is possible, but you need two elements for that. You need right strategy, and don't try to read too much. Pick up, for example, two people. Really, it's common thing that you subscribe to YouTube channel, then you read one blog, the fourth blog, and it's overwhelming, and you don't move at all. Don't do that. This is blocking. This is conflict in your head. Even you apply somehow like 50% effective strategy, do it. Take one or two people, and without conflict, make sure that their strategies are not conflicting in your head. This is one thing. And another thing, you need to put efforts. It's like the car. You need the right car, you need the right strategy, but you need also to push forward, and you need efforts. The best is every day, regularly. Then next that I want to tell you, that whatever we try, whatever we craft as a CV, cover letter, different strategies, you need to make sure that the decision maker is a person. At the end of the day, you need to prove every time to the person who is making a decision. For example, at some moment, it will be a recruiter who is deciding to push you forward and to show your CV to hiring manager. Then it will be hiring manager. Then it will be a team that provides feedback. You need to focus on those people, and you need to understand what are their problems, what are their challenges, where they want to reach. And because of that, you need to practice your pitching. It's like fancy word pitching, but what it means that you need to train yourself, how you talk about yourself, what is your experience. I will tell you, I will share a bit more afterwards, but this is important. You need to remember everything, focus on them, and if they feel that you are caring about them, you're coming this from like a side of understanding, they will with high probability move you forward, and you will stand out. And one more thing, that this is a process. Nothing happens in one day, in one moment, but you need to, in general, you need to move through this journey like a process. For example, when I started my applications 2 years ago, okay, I applied, and I thought I applied a lot. But when I talked to one of the people, he asked me, how many applications do you send per day? I said, oh, maybe 2 or 5. I understand this is a crazy. No, you should send 200 if you want to get a job. Of course, I understand we all are working right now, but also numbers, they are changing how fast you can reach the goal, and you can optimize. And one more thing, that you need to see this. Okay, right now I have silence. I apply and I don't have any response. I didn't have any response like 2 years ago. Then I need to change something. And my goal right now is to reach that moment when I get responses from recruiters. This is my end goal right now. Then, okay, I started to get maybe emails, calls from recruiters, etc. Right now, I need to make sure that I move to the first interview, and I need to focus and practice. So if you go and you move step by step like that, you will see that you practice one of the best candidates, and you move to the first interview. It's already you are much closer to your end goal. And focus and focus and focus, and you can Google, you can find on YouTube channels how to go, like how to come across, how to present on the first call with the recruiter, etc. So move step by step. Don't try to prepare everything and to prepare right now to the final interview or to job salary negotiation. You don't need it right now. It's too early for you. You will handle it later. Yeah. So, as I shared with you that I wanted to let you know what is the process looks like, maybe some of you know already, but I will uncover this unfold it from different perspectives. So it will be much easier for you to, I call it, hack the process. First of all, there is a hiring manager, and they have, in most companies, of course, there are exemptions like Facebook or Amazon. Their process, I will talk about that later if you're interested, but their process slightly different, because they don't have like directly hiring manager. There is like in general companies hiring. But on like 99% of the cases, there is a hiring manager. They have some challenge inside of their company. Maybe they got rid of the person. Maybe person just left. Maybe person is planning to leave, or maybe they're expanding. There are many, many cases. But right now, hiring manager has headache, and they need to find someone to help them to handle it. Maybe work overload, maybe they want a new person with new skills, etc. So hiring manager needs right now to create like a job spec. Sometimes they collaborate with the recruiter. Sometimes they do it by themselves and just push to a recruiter. uh this is funny because I know, like, talking to different managers, that they might do it like copy pasting, like you and me can do this, writing an email. So they copy pasting existing job specs, and then they push it to a recruiter. And right now a recruiter has to find a pool of candidates that have the highest probability to being hired. So in most cases, especially if it's outsourced recruiter, and recruiter here for you is one of the like core figures. You need to connect with them. You need to make sure that they like you. Yeah, it's great because it's their role, it's their decision to move you forward or not. So right now, they want to find those candidates. First of all, they will look that they're professionals. They did a great job finding great candidates. And another thing, they have the highest probability to move as fast as possible, because in many cases, recruiters are paid for hire. So if he got hired like 5 people in a week, he got paid. But if 10 people, he got paid sometimes 2 times more. So it's in his interest to make sure that he doesn't create additional steps or confusion, etc. Then he brings some CV. He finds a pool of candidates. He brings some CV to hiring manager. Hiring manager says, okay, I like these people, and recruiter might at this moment or the previous stage will give you a call or send you a message. They want to go through screening with you to make sure that you are like a good fit. Normally it will be not too complicated. I will share with you later how it's going on your side. And then like it's going moving from hiring manager to recruiter, because there are a few interviews and hiring managers sharing feedback. And at the end of the day, hiring manager is making a decision to hire you or not. I never seen uh, in my life any situation when a recruiter or HR person made a decision of hiring. So it's almost like 100%. Sometimes they can advise, sometimes they can actually, if it's HR person, they can stop hiring process if they see some like red flags. But the decision will be made by hiring manager. Because of that, you like, these are two key figures for you. Do you guys have any questions? I will be happy to answer.
May I ask, what do you call red flags?
Red flags. I can share with you one of red flags that, for
This
example,
would be great.
yeah. That HR person, sometimes they go through training and they see, okay, this is like in their training, they saw that these are features of bad team members or like a toxic person or something like that. So their role is to assess quickly, are you like normal person, will you be valuable for this team, and or will you bring any more problems in company. If they see that you might bring any problem, additional problem, this is red flag. I think if you, not you, if I was rude or maybe what else, really just complaining, it will be a red flag. But if I come from a perspective of service, helping another company, being kind and professional, yeah, it will be great. Any more questions? Okay. Yeah, we will have much more opportunities to ask the next step. So here's recruiter perspective. I want to share with you because the previous slide I just showed case different steps, but let's go to the head of recruiter because he's a key person for us. Okay, he needs to find candidates. Where? As we remember, he needs to make sure that his job is done as fast as possible, and he found the most reliable guys. And I had a few interviews with recruiters. I helped recruitment company with their marketing. The most important source, the first source where they go is their database. What it looks like, it's like if you worked in marketing, sales, or any business development side, or like understand in general how company works. It's like CRM. And these are guys who somehow before came across, maybe they were candidates for other jobs. Maybe they were like hired with this company or with this recruiter somehow. So the recruiter gets, for example, job spec, and they go to their database. If you want to boost your chances to be hired, you need to be in that database. I got that advice 3 years ago. I completely ignored it. Honestly, I thought, oh my gosh, recruiters, especially at that time, I didn't live abroad, and I said, who are these recruiters? And the process in my country was designed completely different ways. Recruiters are the most important people, and you need to connect. So when I right now telling you about connection, this is a proof. If you're in their database, you will be the first contact that they will reach out. How you can do that? Just write like 20 messages, connect with all recruiters on LinkedIn. There is no harm, really. There is no downside for you ever. There is no risk for connecting with them and telling them in a short message that, hi guys, I saw that you're from the industry. Or even if you don't know that in this industry, you can like try any industry, look at their profile. Maybe they're saying something about particular role that they were hiring on their last post, and share with them, I saw that you're working in this industry. I know that you're hiring like people in tech. I'm right now looking for a job, and these are my like. Fortunately, LinkedIn let us create only short messages if we send like a connection note. But many recruiters, I want to highlight, they are interested to get as much connection as possible. So sometimes you can easily just send them message even without connecting. So there is no limit on message, but you need to be very concise. This is who I am. Like these are few skills, like maybe 3-4 skills, that's all. And I worked in this like maybe something that gives impression of the scale, maybe in companies with headquarters in these countries, even if you work just in Ukraine or Russia, but we had clients across globe and a few countries, etc. That's all. Do you want me to share with you CV? If you come to their database, you will be on this first moment of being hired in the pool of recruiters. The next thing where they go is LinkedIn. They sometimes they even don't post job spec. It might be, but they just go to LinkedIn because there is a tool set for them when they just put keywords And that's all. Magic is done. Really, because of that, you need to make sure that you created a proper CV, and then you copy pasted it. If you've done it, great. I will share with you a few approaches how to do that. You need to put it in LinkedIn, and it's like, Google search, SEO optimization, that they can find you with keywords. This is the second priority for you after database. And the third is job ads. Like, sometimes they consider if there is no any hope, or sometimes they like an additional source, they post that job spec. Yeah, but sometimes they even don't check, because can you imagine, it's very difficult for you to control supply from candidates. If you posted sometimes 200, oh my gosh, I'm already overwhelmed. 200, what should I do with them? And these are guys that I need to check everyone, is this a reliable person or not, etc. So they're very busy, and they use automation. As I shared with you already, they use automation on LinkedIn to put keywords. They use automation when you send them CV. They also read like your copy of your CV, and like pick up keywords. And if you went through that filter, it means they might look at your CV and they will read. But before they read, they will push it through this like machine that decides, okay, you're a good candidate or not. So what it means? It means that in your CV, you should put all keywords that they are looking for. Yeah, and you need to be also at the same time, you need to focus that you passed that initial filtering, and then that your CV is easy to read without fancy design. I remember when I 2.5 years ago applied, green like headline, a photo, and like, what is this? Nobody's looking for that. Just distracting. Don't take space. Put text. Put in a simple way, just headlines, dates, and I will talk about like the meat of the CV later, right now on the next stage. But don't go crazy. Nobody's looking. They spend from 30 to 60 seconds to make a decision to contact you or not. And sometimes, for example, I got messages from LinkedIn from recruiters time to time every week, and they're sending something, for example, product owner, and I'm most of the time I'm ignoring, but sometimes I respond, I'm sorry, I'm not a product owner. And what is the recruiter saying? Or it was just sent automatically. I even didn't look at your profile. So can you imagine how much automation they're using? And you need to be aware of that. Okay. Yeah. What it will look like for you if you how to predict the keywords that a recruiter uses easily. I will share with you, but in a nutshell, I can tell you that you look at job specs. These are keywords. For example, I am looking for a job because I'm a marketer. I'm looking for a job, digital marketer, digital marketing manager, or something like that. I go and I find 3 job specs, like ideal job specs for me. This I want to take. And I see all keywords that I need to use. But I will share with you at the next stage in more details. But this is basically it. And this is industry. Any company is hiring an industry. So if one company is hiring for this role, with a big probability, there are many more companies that were hiring in this role. So they just copy pasting job spec, they slightly change. So if you find ideal ones and you take these keywords, incorporate it in your CV, this is what you will get. Yeah. Do we have any more questions right now? Yeah, thank you. The process, you get initial message from a recruiter. Sometimes it's like response to your application. Sometimes they proactively reaching out, as I shared before, that they just saw your, for example, you're already on their database or you're on LinkedIn, and they found you on LinkedIn and you get a message from them. Then they want to jump on a call. They want to make sure that you are like normal person and it is not a high risk for them to push you forward and show your CV to a hiring manager. Then after they made sure that you're a okay person, and if hiring manager looked at your CV and thought, okay, I want to talk to this person, then you move to the next stage of interview. Most of the time it's with the hiring manager. Okay, what is happening? After that, you go to interview with the team. Even in big companies, in tech companies like Apple, Netflix, it's called FANG, if you know, yeah, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and many actually technical tech companies, they try to replicate the process inside of those companies with like, sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. But basically there is always in the beginning hiring manager, and then there is a team, maybe those people who will work within the team, maybe some people that you will partner from other departments. And you need to also to make sure that they see value in you, that you are not coming and you will say, okay guys, I want you to do more work. This is, I will not do that, I will not. No, they will just block you and move to another candidate. They need to see that you are here to support them as well. Yeah, sometimes there are additional steps. I mean, if a technical role and they are hiring for developer software engineer, it's a process of having a lot of small interviews, like in 2 or sometimes in 1-2 days. But then you get an offer if if you were lucky or they were lucky, both of you. Okay, right now, I had a lot of, I had already a few questions from you. This is a crucial thing where we need to start. We need to start from CV because it gives a like foundation for you, first of all, to initiate conversation with a recruiter or anyone. And another thing, it's also foundation for your pitch everywhere, during interview, during screening call. If you crafted it properly, you have, okay, actually, wow, I had such a great experience. I did 1, 2, 3, and these are the results that I delivered already, really. And this is okay. I want to add, this is okay that you feel that you don't have like outstanding experience. I had the same feeling, but this is not the reason for you to stop. Everybody has their struggles, and everybody has mistakes, and something didn't work. But you need to move. You need to create this CV, and here, like how you do that. You need to have this structure. One thing is you put your name, surname, and you need job title, something that represent. I understand that you might looking for a few different job titles, but if you can, especially like pro tip, if you can craft CV for different job titles, like 2-3 CVs almost the same, you just change a bit of keywords and job title, but they feel okay. Marketing manager, digital marketing consultant, data scientist. I will not put everything like in one CV. I put like slightly different CV. It's the same foundation, but change a bit of words and a bit of results, and also title. And say, okay, she's looking exactly to be a marketing manager. So you need to put job title that when they look, they understand what you're looking for. Then you need contact details, email, phone, and LinkedIn profile. The best that the LinkedIn profile is clickable. So they just click and they jump to your LinkedIn profile. Then there are key competence or skills, key skills. I actually put all important skills that they are looking for. These keywords, like I'm going heavy here. Like, okay, Google Ads, Google Trends. You can, if you're a software developer, you put all languages, programming languages, also different soft skills. About project management, yeah. But of course, focus first of all on those heavy skills, tech skills that they are looking for. And like, I will share with you a template right now, an example. And those soft skills, like communicational skills, slightly late. This is not a priority. They're not hiring because of communication skills most of the time. Then you write, sorry, I missed the point, fourth, summary. Yeah, after contact details, you need to put summary. You will see, I will show you. But what you should let people in the summary, it's 4-5 sentences. Why you so cool, really, with numbers or some names of uh, brands or countries or something like that. And you do it in the last, as the last step. Once you've done the entire CV with all your experiences, everything that you described, and you built up your confidence. Honestly, when I created properly my first CV, I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I was something, maybe somebody can hire me. And then you bring the juiciest sentences on the top to summary. So we went through summary, then I mentioned skills, key competences, then you go to your experience. Experience in reverse order, like your current role, then what was the previous role, etc., etc. So what it means that you show at the top the most relevant experience, and then we move back. In a STAR method, I will share with you what it looks like right now. And after all your experiences, you will put your education. Don't put like, normally, if you already have experience more than 3, 4, 5 years, you don't need your marks in a university or anything like that. I've never seen anyone looking for that. They're looking for something to prove that you will solve their problem. They are not interested in your marks. But of course, if you just was graduated, or any of your friends that you help was just graduated, yeah, this is one of the flags to give them message. Okay, I am a reliable person. I'm very serious and responsible. Then if you miss some skills on the fifth part, key competences, you can put some skills here. Maybe you see they're not too relevant, so you didn't want to push it. But I normally even don't include that. But if you want, you can. It's not a big deal. And outstanding facts. So, for example, people asking me about, should I put hobby? Should I talk about my interests? Yes, if you do something extraordinary, but not if you're interested in yoga, traveling, what else, like walking. This is not interesting. Really, be honest with yourself. Is it the same thing as other people do? So don't do that at all. But if you can find something, I'm sure, guys, all of you do something or interest in something that is memorable. And if you can put that, they will just have, okay, this is that guy that collected 1,000 cats or something like that, or like to hike every week. For example, I have a person who I help with finding a job. He hikes every week. Of course, this is something extraordinary. So this is just for you to hook them to remember you. And I mentioned that the crucial thing here on your CV is this thing, experience. You need to put it in STAR method. What it looks like, STAR: situation, task, activity, results. I don't know, guys, have you ever heard about that? Have you ever seen it? Okay, okay. I see some of you guys, okay, yeah. I think that most of you seen that when you when you prepared for interview, but this is the best template for you to write about your experience in CV. What it looks like. Give some overview of the situation in the company. This company worked like, but find something interesting for them. This company maybe worked in a relevant industry that this current hiring manager is hiring for, or this company operated across countries, or this company had partners across countries. Something juicy. You can always find something, even if it's local company. You supported 500 local communities or something like that. So give a situation. Maybe you can also put in the sentence challenge. The company aimed to grow their database 200% in a year. So you need to show them what was the challenge and what was the scale. Then you move to task activity. You can bring it together like one part, what you were doing. In each sentence, better to put what you were doing, activity, and where it led, what was the result. Yeah. I don't want to share those. I actually thought about sharing a few CVs, but I think many of you, if you have the same mistake, you will look at your CV and you will understand what I'm talking about. I ran I'm sorry, I'm a marketer. Right now I'm speaking marketing language, but okay, I did research in these industries. I created reports, and you just put activities. It doesn't work like that. You need activity, result, activity, result. Result, what it means, it shouldn't be like a mind-blowing thing. Maybe a result for a team, maybe a result for a company, maybe a result for client, maybe a result for prospects, maybe a result for audience in general, that you got brand awareness, some result for someone, maybe a result for another department, maybe a result for partners, something. I'm sure you just need to commit to find results, and you will find those results. Okay, sorry, I got a message, I missed comment. Okay, let's move forward. If you want, guys, ask me question right now, because I think I missed one of the questions in chat. An example of Starlink blog post, etc. You can Google it, guys. It's very simple. STAR method for interview, for example. STAR method to find a job. That's all. It's like overwhelmingly a lot of content. And there is no conflict there. I mean, as I shared with you before, that sometimes one person suggests something, one approach, another person another approach. This is one approach. Read about STAR. You need 15 minutes to grab it. Maybe even 10. Maybe in 5 minutes you can understand. And that's all. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to share one of the examples for you. This is, sorry, it's my example. I thought it will be the most honest approach that I will share with you. One of the examples, this was a real example, when I got the person reached me out, recruiter, and I created CV. This is not the entire CV. It's just an overview for you to see how it works. You see, my name, job title, they were looking exactly for this. I thought, okay, if you guys want that, you will get it.
Don't see the screen.
You can't see the screen.
No.
Okay, can you see it right now? Okay, thank you for how long I didn't share my
For
screen?
5 seconds, just 5 seconds.
Okay. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, so this is my CV, a few fragments of my CV. This is one part. As I shared a name, I promote myself as Sveta K. This is job title they were looking for. You choose the title that you want to apply for. Then, yeah, this just I wanted to throw something for them to impress them. If you have anything, you can mention it. If you don't have anything, it's not a big deal. I am not sure that even they looked at that. But then you need to put contact details. You see how everything is included, and I'm very, very wisely try to use space. So because I have a lot of experience, sometimes it's actually bad. It's a big struggle because it's not chronologically. I did a lot of things at the same time and I just can't put it in an order. But you see, I used very small font and there is no space wasted, no like beautiful designing things, all this stuff. There is summary. I mentioned like a few things about countries, etc. And then there are competencies that I talked about before. And then there is experience. It's also just a few pieces of it. And then at the last part, because they were mentioning about research. As the last part, I brought my research summary. And this is education. You see, Masters in Applied Economics. Here, that's all. And additional courses. Like, I don't go too much. Yeah, and right now, if you look at my CV, you can see I did market mapping, persona creation, blah, 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 then became a foundation. I'm talking about results. Okay, foundation for critical brand. It became a foundation. So this is what it led to. Then she leads effective audience to shrink to shrink the time of sales cycle. This is the result that I want to deliver. If we go to my research summary, insights were used for development. Results were presented. Results were used for strategic development. Results were applied. You see, yeah, you need all the time to think, okay, what is the final result? We got one question, amazing. Ismail, describe yourself in the third person. Yes, it's absolutely necessary. You do it only. I thought, oh, I will be more conversational if I put it like from perspective, like I, me. No, you don't do that. You don't put photos. You don't put your age. You don't put your like me. No, it's not working like that. I have the simplest approach for you to craft your CV. You need to bring that experience. I had 2 days ago a conversation with the one amazing girl from Lviv. And at some moment, so she shared her CV with me and we discussed it. And then she said, actually, I don't know how to craft it. She started to share, actually talking about her experience. And like she was talking about her experience and she was presenting on CV, two different worlds. I said, okay, no, it's not working like that. You need to create. I'm a queen of spreadsheets. People call me like that. You need spreadsheet for that. Create a spreadsheet. Take your job experience, like particular job title, place, and for each job, you have a few columns. You have situation, you have task, activity. You can consider it like together here, and you have result. And don't actually try to connect them. Just put everything that you remember about company, what they were doing, what was the scale, or what was the aim, etc. It's one column. Another column, everything that you did at that place, everything. And you don't need to do it like in one day. You can do it in 2 days. Just sit, brainstorm for 1 hour, and then like the next day look at that again and you will come up with a few more activities and then all results that you got. Even if you believe that there was no result, tell yourself that you are committed right now to find the result. You need to think and you will get it. So you create these things and then you can put in sentences. I shared with you the structure on the previous slide. You take these things, this situation, craft one sentence with maybe a few phrases about situation, put in one sentence. Then you create activity result. Look at the activity list and look at the relevant result and connect them one sentence. The next activity, maybe a few activities, the next result, the next sentence, and you will get it. That's all. It's difficult to do it without that spreadsheet because there is no structure. You try to connect it already in your head and it's overwhelming. Guys, I have more things to share with you, but we are running out of time. What is our collective decision? Can we continue? And all of you that can be still here, I can share with you guys more things. What do you think? Yeah, I have already one person who wants to listen to me. This is already for me a great
Yeah,
result.
me too. I mean, I'm staying, but I need 5 minutes to like do my cup of tea.
Okay. So yeah, I will continue anyway, guys. That I think I wish I had it before, really. And because of that, I wasted more than a half of a year of trying different things. I pushed, as I shared with you before, it's important to have the right strategy and a lot of efforts. I didn't have strategies. I struggled a lot, even learning, even having subscribed to different YouTube. Of course, I had a few of them, but I put a lot of efforts, and because of that, I reached that goal. But if you can find the right strategies, what I'm sharing from my own experience, helping other people to find jobs, it will be, I think, valuable for you. Okay, at the last step, you already created one draft of CV. I want to highlight this. Don't try to put everything at the same time, like this tactic and this tactic, everything that I'm sharing, you move step by step. So we were on the second step. In the beginning, we created a structure. Then the next step, we created that spreadsheet and had a draft when we connected that. And then we moved to the third. Every time create a draft. Okay. And then you will optimize it. So right now we take draft from the previous step, and that question that we already got about how we get those keywords, how we can make sure that we passed that filtering process. Okay, you take those 3 job specs that you like, you again, magic of spreadsheets. You have spreadsheet, you take those keywords and you put in a spreadsheet. For example, job title 1, these are keywords. For example, sometimes they're looking for somebody, they're saying team member, or somebody that will change like sales function or business development function or something like that. So there are these keywords like big claims, something like that. Then there are tech skills that they're looking, they're saying you need to program on this language, you need to apply this framework, you need to use this approach, and blah blah blah. And also soft skills. So you create one column with these big claims, tech skills, soft skills. Then you take another job spec, you create the same, and one more. And then you take those keywords and you try to find, okay, they're looking for someone to expand business into new regions. Oh my gosh, where I did that? Oh, I expanded in other regions. Maybe it was on local scale, or maybe you expanded, like you added new industries, or maybe you scaled up your tech infrastructure. Okay, I can find something like that, even if it's not exactly like they were looking for. But for example, there are 3 keywords, like key phrase, for you, and you can find something with just 2 words in that phrase that they're looking for. Okay, find and incorporate it. Okay, where can I prove that I had those skills? Okay, they're looking for these skills. I see in each job spec they're looking for these skills. I will put it in my skills section, competencies section, because all of them they need it. So if they want it, please put it there. Yeah, so right now if you do that, it takes very very short time, honestly. If you did that, you already optimized, and you will like skyrocket your chances to being found on LinkedIn, and also to pass initial filtering before they read your CV. Yeah, so this was actually, it's related to my CV that I shared with you before. You see, this I copy pasted job spec in a Word document, and I highlighted what they were looking for. You see, they're looking senior insight innovation consultant. I put exactly like that in the job title. Strategically minded, commercial, quantitative research. Okay, quantitative research. I will continue talking about quantitative research. So I highlight these keywords, then I put in them in spreadsheet, and then I find a place where they could be incorporated in my CV. And I think I spread almost, okay, data, they want data, senior member, etc. Okay, right now we have great draft, yeah, and we can pass that filtering. But there is one more thing that you can do. If you want to be like really, really outstanding, like that person who is have a great experience, find people in targeted companies or targeted roles, or roles that are above one more layer or more senior than you looking, and look at their profiles. Take like 3 of good profiles that you see. How you can identify good profiles? Uh, they put a lot of text. They have, yeah, if they put, it means that they put efforts. It's already one sign for you. Because not many, especially in, for example, tech companies or busy people, they don't put many efforts. Most of the time people put efforts when they transit from one job to another job, then they forget about that. But if you can find it, it's already great. And I'm sure you will find 3 people there. Even I work a lot with software developers, and they, like, I think 95%, they just hate LinkedIn. Even though they use it to get some job offers, and they put some stuff on their LinkedIn. So go and find those 3 people and take these words. I can share with you how I did. It was one of the roles, actually. I also got a call from a recruiter. They were hiring from Nuffield. It's like gym and healthcare charity in the Ukraine. Oh, sorry, in the Ukraine. Sorry, UK. And this was the manager who was hiring. I thought, okay, I will go to his profile. Okay, he delivers CRM journeys. Okay, where can I find a moment in my experience when I delivered CRM journeys? So this is what I did, and this will help you to speak the same language. So you optimized, but right now you're already almost the same practice as them, and it will give you. You need to read it again and again. You need also, I will share with you what you need to practice for interview, but this is your foundation. This is like the most important thing for you. And this is a proof for you that you can apply, and you should apply, and you can be considered like the best candidate for the company. Yeah, just add a few like cherries on the top of the cake. Spread numbers, brand names, countries, and tech stack. So you need to be impressive when you get recording. And also you can go on my profile, LinkedIn profile, for example, or write to me on LinkedIn. I will share my profile, you can write to me, and I will share with you a few examples how you can do that. But you need to be impressive, really. How other people do that? For example, this is I took from one guy that I like. Okay, he's talking about billions. You don't need to talk about billions. You can talk about millions, and it doesn't matter what was the currency actually. Maybe you can put like your currency, local currency, and okay, this is already good number. Then they're talking about scale of many companies. Again, it's not only about your clients. Maybe awareness about your brand. Maybe it was about partners. Maybe really clients or customers, something like that. Maybe it was about one event, but there were so many participants from so many countries registered, even registered. Then this guy is talking about different frameworks that he uses, Lean Startup, etc. And yeah, there are a few partners, just partners. If you can recall any of the project that you were involved, I'm sure you will find somehow the brand, international brand that you worked with or you supported. Uh, Guys, do you have any questions? Because I'm going very fast. I want to share with you as much as possible. Any questions? Because
Do you understand correctly that we really, it's a bit to the previous part, that we don't really need like various and very colorful language. For example, if I'm a good marketer, I can say that I'm a good marketer kind of 100 times. I mean, it's not about good. I'm trying to put it in a better way.
you can say many times, but you should say what they want to hear. You can't say, if I take an example, this is a great question. Thank you for asking that, because you can't say, I get a lot of right now CVs from people who want to move abroad, and they're saying, I am can do mindset person. I also wrote the same. It's nothing. You need to be specific. So prioritize those things that they are looking for, as I shared with you before, in job spec, and then in those profiles of great people. They might talk about can-do mindset, but it's the last point. Be specific and feed them. They're saying, I want these, but we are giving them these. They want these. Give them these. What is the problem for you? And you can repeat it again and again. Yeah, but maybe slightly different words. You don't need to be fancy. You need to give them to satisfy their need. This is how it works.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any more questions, guys? You can ask, you can write on the chat. Okay, I hope I didn't overwhelm you with content. Did I overwhelm you? No, Marina, I believe that. Okay, Ksenia, I hope Yulia, Ismail, and other guys, they are not, Antonina and Andrew, you are not overwhelmed, and you are still here. Okay. People ask me about cover letter. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't need it. But it will help you, first of all, to understand what is the mindset and put it on a paper, in a text, not in a paper, how you present yourself. For example, if you got reached out by a recruiter proactively, as you optimized your LinkedIn, you did everything that we discussed before, you did it, you the thing that reached you out, you would not need a cover letter. But you will need that mindset. You need to understand, because it might help for you to network with them or follow up with them. What is the right thing of the cover letter? You need to prove two things. You're suitable for them, that you are the coolest person in the world for them only to solve their problem, and you have passion. It's like they need to see that you are the right vehicle for them, and you also want to put fuel, because there are suitable guys, but then they, I don't know, I'm considering 50 other job opportunities, etc. So they don't want that. They don't want anyone. Of course, it's common that you're considering other job opportunities, but you need to focus to prove them that you want to work with them. So how it works, this is the structure that I recommend, and it's always working. I've never seen that this failed. Why you're writing, you need to let them know that, for example, you came across of the job ad, or you sometimes you can write even to company that you didn't see job ad, but you know that you want to work with this company. You liked it for the last 20 years. I don't know, maybe while you was a child you wanted to work with M&Ms, something like that. So you write why you're writing, one sentence, for example, and then you should say about company, what you like about company, what resonates with you, and why you want to be part of that company. So they need immediately see relevancy for them. You don't need to push them. I'm the best person and blah, blah, blah. I have this experience. No, talk about, to me, first of all, about me, and then talk about yourself. And actually, I'm not interested. I have so many tasks to do, especially if it's a hiring manager or recruiter. You need to provide that relevancy, and you need to be honest. You need to go if you want to go to, for example, if you're passionate about that industry, or if you are passionate, find something that is really proper message from your heart. And yeah, and then you need to talk how you can help them. Okay, I can drive for you leads. I can change your like infrastructure or something like that, what you can do for them. Not, again, it's not about you. It's like you talk about general your why you came here, then you're talking about them, then you're talking how you can help them, that it will solve their problem. Right now they think, okay, maybe I can continue reading that. You need to make sure that you are like pulling from them that interest to continue going, and then you at the end you bring your relevant experience. So very short, it should be, some people telling about less than one page. No, I think it's even less than a half of a page, and you can use the same template when you reach out on LinkedIn or anywhere else. If you can if you want to put more meat in this message, you can add a few sentences in each part. But if you want to be short and concise, you can put just one sentence per each point, you know, and that's all. And like at the end, call to action, I will be happy to discuss that. Are you interested in that? Can I share with you my CV? Will you be willing to jump on a call with me, etc.? Do you have any questions? Because I think it's one of the strangest topic, actually, cover letter. Guys, Marina, Antonina, Andrew, Ismail, Julia. Okay.
No questions for now,
Yeah.
thanks.
Sorry?
No questions for now, thanks.
Okay. I got one question. What shouldn't be written on cover letter? Everything beyond these things you don't need to write on the cover letter. You don't need copy pasting from CV. I will actually show you one thing that I came across recently. You don't need to write all your skills, all your experience, and doing the same that you did in CV. No, what it gives you and them a reason to talk to you or reason to look at your CV. So of course you need to tell them at the end, oh, sorry, you even I made a mistake, 1 2 1 2 again, no, numbering, the third and the fourth points. Of course you're talking how you will help, and focus more on how you will help, how you see you're helping. And relevant experience is a proof It just, guys, I want to show you a bit why I think I can help. I already like did the same at the previous company, or I'm working it as a side hustle, because many of you, I know you have your job, but at the same time you have passion, you do something on the side, and you can bring that here. It's a proof for them that you are capable of doing that, and you need to be passionate. One more thing that I can tell you about bad example. Yeah, lie. I will show you one of the things. And ignoring. This is exactly what I've seen. If you can read it right now, just. I'm a big fan of your company and I want to work with you. I'm a designer with, I have skills in. And this is not a joke. I came across of one of the Telegram channels, and they helped to find a job abroad. And they said, this is a good template. I thought, oh my gosh, guys, I would consider it spam. And having a lot of messages on LinkedIn, email, and talking to other people, this is for sure. First of all, this is lie. You're not a fan of the company. If you're a fan of the company, you will tell, I love this and I love that, and this is what I want, and I see that this is amazing thing, guys, that you launched a new product, and I tried it. It was so tasty. And I think that more people should try the same, like sweet. And I want to help you to go to like Asian market or like Western European market, because I know that market, for example, something like that. But don't put, I'm a fan of a company, I can do this, I do this is my skills. This is ignoring, this is irrelevant, and this is lie. If you are a fan, please prove that you're a fan of the company. Yeah, any more questions, guys? Yeah, Marina. Yeah. Can
Yes,
we? Yeah.
I make my hand up because actually there was a question in the chat also. And in your opinion, Sveta, let's say a woman or who have children, they have some gaps in their professional experience history. So is it necessary to explain why there is like 5 years of no employment at all?
This is a great question. I had my gap like 1.5 years, and it was not a big deal. Actually, nobody asked me about that, and I don't think, because I spent that time on just applying for visa in the UK. I wanted to get that. About children, if you have a bigger gap, did you do anything on the side? If you can prove that you did anything on the side, so any project, or maybe you helped like your neighbors in setting up a shop or anything like that, if you can find it and bring relevancy, again going to that spreadsheet, that all activities, any activities that are relevant for what you are looking for. I played more than 15 different roles. Can you imagine why I'm so passionate about career change and helping you guys, that I see you can always find transferable skills from one role to another role to the second role. And because of that, I'm bringing it right now, that even if you consider this is irrelevant, you can find, okay, for example, teacher going to, I don't know, maybe you were a tutor, yeah, you had kids, but you were a tutor for like pupils in a school, maybe your neighbors or something like that. Okay, and you want to work in sales. Okay, teacher, what it means, you can put and explain complicated things to people that are struggling to understand. You can convince them, etc. So try to find that relevancy and bring it here. And if you don't have anything, you just was focused on your family for 5 years, let's assume it's also possible. In CV you don't need to tell anything about that, but once you go to recruiter, you need to understand This is not a big problem. Yeah. First of all, if you are right now in this position that you completely didn't work for 5 years and you're right now looking for a job right now, there was no any project for you. You need to showcase that you're aware of trends, skills, and all this stuff. So when you're on a call, when you're on an interview, you should share that. Okay, I all the time I'm reading, I'm on the top of the trends. I always every day get updates or something. I read every week emails, so I know how this technology works. I'm aware of what this community is all about. For example, I'm on a few communities on Slack. I understand what are the current challenges in the industry, etc., etc. So you need to prove them that again you're the suitable candidate, and how are aware of what is happening right now. But on CV, you don't need to share. And you should also see it's like being proud of yourself. Yes, I spent 5 years looking after my family, and right now I feel that they already can be independent, and I want to drive my career. I'm focused on career, and I want to help companies. So go from a point of confidence and being proud, and this is great. Any more questions?
Yeah, I have one. About our current situation, we have, I mean, the HR managers, they're not silly, they're clever, and they understand that if they see a CV from or cover letter from Russian, for example, they understand that we have this reason to relocate. And do we need to talk about it on cover letter, or you think it's inappropriate and it's like stop word here? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Yeah, this is a great question. I can share my personal story if you want to laugh. I want to get an interview with one of the companies, and I remember I didn't share it before, but I was promoting myself on CV, on a call, and when I was like on online meeting, and then before an interview, HR person asked me, "Do you have a visa?" I said, "We can discuss that later." And she said, "What?" I said, "We can discuss that later, maybe." And she said, "You will not go to interview." I said, "No, I will go to interview." She said, "You will not go to interview." I said, "No, I will go to interview." And at the end of the day, I went to that interview with hiring manager. And at the end of the interview, he was very upset because I think he got to know about my visa challenge exactly before an interview. And at the end of the interview, he was smiling and he said, I think if you are the best candidate, we will sort it out. I was not the best candidate and they didn't sort it out. But this is an answer for you. Really, I was quite crazy because I interviewed for the role that I had no experience at all. So this is a okay thing for me. Yeah, but he liked what, even after discussion with me, so he felt that I can bring value because of that. He said it at the end of the interview. What it means, first of all, if they understand it, it's cool. Don't hide it. You don't need to hide it, but don't bring it up. There right now, they have already a lot of headache, and you need to understand for HR people, it's additional headache. And if they ask, always tell them honestly, yeah, I need to relocate. This is what I will be happy to discuss, etc. But don't. I would suggest, if I were you, don't bring additional noise for them because they already like have a lot of problems. And you can also come with a point of service for them. So you can say, I'm happy to collaborate. I'm happy to do the entire research for you. I'm happy to prepare all documents and all this stuff because you're interested in that. Yeah, but don't push it forward and don't hide it as well. Any more questions? Okay, I think we will move to the next. Okay, right now you have your key messages, CV, cover letter. Right now you need to spread it, because it will not work. As I mentioned you before, at the end of the day, there are a few people who are making decision to push you forward, and because of that, you need to be in front of them. What are the most effective that I was talking about? Referrals. Two things how you can speed up your process. First of all, recruiters, as I shared with you, their database, you need to connect, let them know, and be on the top of their mind. It's one thing. So you're in a warm database. And another thing, your network. Don't hesitate. If you have anyone on LinkedIn, any connection from people abroad or anything like that, let them know, guys, I'm looking for a job to relocate, for example. I'm very passionate about something like that. Can you refer me to your company? Do you know about any job opportunity? Don't hesitate. I have this thing I wrote for you right now. I don't know if you can read it. You can't read it, no? It's in rough. It's written, don't be humble. This is not the moment when you need to be humble, shy, etc. It's the moment when you need to push forward. And there is, again, no risk for you reaching out to, yeah, Antonina, sorry for interruption, that we will be happy to share with you recording. Have a great day. So, what I want to say, that you need to use all opportunities. You need to talk everything that is possibly you can bring in your CV and cover letter, and at the same time you need to use all opportunities to spread your word that you want to work with. And it's not like you need to make this mindset right. You are not asking for something. You want to help another part. You want to help another company, maybe something for looking for help in design, maybe something looking for help in like research. I want to help. Do you know anyone who is looking for something like that? Write to all of them, to your network, maybe on like contacts, maybe you ever before. And if they can refer you, it will be the best, because many companies, big companies, even small companies, I can tell you one thing, that, for example, in big companies, tech companies, they have a system when they just put your account, like details, email, the person who refer you to, and it's throw a message to you, and everything what is handled, it's on your side. So they just need to make very few steps, and at the end of the day they get additional bonus if you go ahead. So they don't risk anything if they refer you to, and they can get money. So this is of their interest. Another part, that I talked to a few scale ups recently, and they were saying that we are looking in our network of network, friends of friends, etc. So you need to let people know that you are looking for a job, or for opportunity to help another company. Another thing is LinkedIn. You need to craft your CV, and you need to put that CV, copy pasting, simple, on LinkedIn, that you can reach out. The next thing, of course, there are platforms like Naya, because these guys, they already have great relationships with people, companies that are hiring, and this is great to go. You need to prioritize it over just general job ads platforms, because really here relationships are much warmer than on like CV Library or something like that. LinkedIn, you reach out to them. Yeah, the next channel how you can apply is checking jobs on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has higher probability of getting response. For example, if I want to apply for a job, I will put the most effort to apply through LinkedIn. Why? Because recruiters tend to use this tool much more. And with high probability, I might get silence on read.co.uk or Indeed or something like that. But with LinkedIn, I hope to get response from them because they love it. It's easy for them to use. Yeah, the next thing, how you can apply through their website. Also high probability than general other ad platforms because they like their website. They set up their system, everything is there. Sometimes even when you apply through LinkedIn, you're direct to the site. Yeah, you can actually go to career section in many if you have targeted companies and find something relevant for you. One tip from myself that you can find jobs on Google job. Google Jobs. It will throw you in another interface. Google collect job ads from websites. Even if that company didn't publish anything on any job platform, it will, with high probability, if they have a good interface, etc., infrastructure, they will pull that information in Google Jobs. So you can just Google Jobs and you will see that you can apply through their website. And the last thing, there are a lot of sources to apply through. I would suggest, for example, CV Libraries UK source, Azuna, Indeed. At that time, when I initially wanted to find my first job abroad, I used think 6 different platforms, and I went crazy completely. Yeah, and if you just craft the properly CV, you can just press button, apply. Especially on LinkedIn, there is this feature. It's called Easy Apply. You just need to click it almost, and that's all. Any questions? No. Okay. This is a common thing. I had it. I still have it. I hear it every day from people who I help right now, suffering from the war, and even people are not suffering from the war. Yeah, maybe before I move on, I see a question. Svetlana, do you want to ask a question?
Hi, thanks. So, do I understand right that for okay, I will rephrase it. So if you apply to through these platforms, is it okay if I will send the same CV? Should I adopt it to any for each position needs adopted CV, or is it okay if I will send the same to all of them?
This is a beautiful question. Actually, I didn't put it in a presentation. What I do, I divide my applications into 2 parts: targeted application and mass application. Targeted application, for example, it depends on how much time you have per day, but you can choose your targeted companies or something that you are super passionate about, or some job specs that you loved so much you want to work with them. And what I would recommend, what I did on my side, I chose like from 5 to 7 a day. Sometimes it take more time. Sometimes it's 1, 2 a day. Yeah, targeted. And I will have already crafted CV that I shared. We already went through all stages before. We created like best practice matching industry best practice CV, and I would tailor a bit. Especially, I would suggest to do that if you got reached out by a recruiter. They found you on LinkedIn, and they say, "Can you send me CV?" I would say, "Can you please share your job spec?" And I showed you before that they shared with me job spec, and I took these particular keywords from that job spec and I created a CV for them. So I would do this, first of all. If they reach out to me by themselves, I would craft for them, but slightly, because it's already done. I just need to spend maybe 20 minutes on that, 30 minutes. And another thing, if I want to go targeted approach, a few applications per day, but you need to limit it. You need to understand you can't target for everything. It will take a lot of time. And another part is mass application. And what I did, honestly, LinkedIn blocked me because I remember I was just easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. And I got a message. You can't apply more than, I think maybe at that time was 100 applications per day. I thought, okay, in 1 hour, because it was 11 p.m., I would apply again. Yeah, and I was literally, I was in a bus. You don't need to put a lot of efforts. I was like in a bus handling, and I was like, easy apply, easy apply. You don't need even any brand power for that. Honestly, from my experience, I got the best responses from mass application. This is funny, but of course it might work in a different way for different people. But yeah, divide it if you want. This is my suggestion. Any more questions, guys, here? Okay. Svetlana, do you have one more question?
Now it's... Я не знаю, как убрать руку, если она есть все еще.
Okay, I don't know. Laura.
You need to put it
Yes,
again.
I removed it. Okay, so there are these struggles on the side of not believing that I have enough expertise, etc. One of the questions, Marina, I remember your comment on LinkedIn about English. I can share one story. When I decided to move to the UK 3 years ago, I came to the tube. I looked at the tube, and actually, from people from my home country, UK tube is like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? But I loved it so much. It was like big billboards telling me a story, and one billboard and another billboard, and it's like in a movie. And I thought, oh my gosh, I will live here and I want to work in marketing here. There is no any other option. I love it. At that time I didn't speak English. I didn't understand. I remember at that trip I went to cafe, my friends, they ordered something, and I just came to like a person who worked there. I wanted to get a salt, and I was saying, I think I pronounced in some strong way, and they didn't understand me. And a half of a year later, I left everything in Russia and I started my process that I want to get a job. That's all. What I want to let you know that this is not a problem. And if you understand me right now, this is already enough. You pass this exam. One more example. Last year, I just joined a company working as a marketer, and I created a first copy of landing page. And owners of the company, they are British people. And one of the person who looked after marketing, he looked at my landing page, and like a few days later, we had a call, and he was saying me, Sveta, I understand that you had a reason to write like that. You did your research, but nobody speaks like that. And what? I still worked in that company, and even it was like customer facing role. I said, okay, don't worry, I will make it, I will correct it. If you let me know, I will make changes, etc. So it's not a big deal, especially if you are not in a customer facing role. And even if you're a customer facing role, don't worry, go for it, and you will handle it. The next thing, role experience. Any specific details, tips for applying for remote jobs positions? Yeah, everything is working for remote jobs positions. This is what I'm sharing with you guys. Andrew, thank you for your question. This is, you mean remote work. What I would suggest that sometimes in a description of a job, you can see that they are looking for like a remote mode. Yeah. Also on LinkedIn, you can filter or format, or I don't remember exactly wording, but when you search for jobs, there is an option for you feature to choose remote positions. Yeah, and it will initially filter for you everything that is not remote. And if you want, you can, if it's crucial, a deal breaker for you, talk about that on the first call with recruiter, that you want only remote work. So don't waste time if you don't want it. But if they are flexible, maybe you can, but be soft in your words that I'm very happy, I'm very keen to work with you, but can I will be happy if you can support me working remotely, etc. Yeah. So it's one more point for you to bring your how you can deliver value, but at the same time you have your situation, etc. Yeah, if you feel that you don't have role experience, bring everything, as I shared with you, transferable, everything that you will use, and prove it with, as I was saying about teacher for salespeople, that you are great in conversations. So if you can bring it, how exactly that skill set that you had can be used here. That's all, and go with this industry expertise. If you move from one industry to another industry, yeah, if you move to another industry, it's not a big deal. You just need, for example, on the call with a recruiter or an interview, highlight that you have relevant have relevant knowledge about the industry, or that you are passionate about that industry, and that everything that was done before, it will be used, and you need to believe that everything that you have so far you can use to solve that problem. We have a few comments about from Naya, that Naya also has the same feature like LinkedIn. You see, to find remote work, go on different platforms, start with Naya, go with LinkedIn, and you will able to filter that, so you will not waste your time. Yeah, guys, I think are you alive? I'm can I share with you a few tips? uh Uh, Ismail, okay, I think Xenia is sending me heart. Thank you. Yeah, guys, let's go. Ismail, you asked a question about employment as a digital nomad. I don't see. Yeah, you should discuss it with the manager. But first of all, I worked. I'm traveling from one city. I traveling across the UK. I traveled also abroad. We have a few people who are traveling abroad. It depends on a contract, but I have a few people, my colleagues, on a few projects that digital nomads. No, you just need to put it. It depends on your like where you're resident. Considered like resident where you spend more than 6 months. Yeah, and just to make sure that the company that hires you can hire the person from that country of residency. That's all. Yeah, but it's becoming more and more common thing. People are traveling across Europe or even outside of the Europe. Yeah, you need to just two things for call with the recruiter. If you remember, yeah, you got a message from a recruiter. Right now, you need to talk to them. Normally, they like phone call or video call, something like that. Yeah, especially if you are remote, if you're in another country, they will schedule with you maybe Zoom meeting or Teams or whatever. You need to be prepared. What it means for you, what it looks like. Take job spec. Yeah, highlight. You will not be able to remember everything. Highlight just 3-5 things that you see this is more crucial for them, and find something to prove that you did it before, or you did something similar or transferable before, and write it, craft it in a STAR method. This was situation, this was a task, this is a result. If you don't have that proof to this point, skip it. Focus on other things. You need to focus and push forward your strength. Yeah, you and rehearse. Please try to talk. For example, before, honestly, I can confess that before talking to you today, I finished my deck yesterday, and I thought, okay, I want to practice a bit, and I went live on TikTok, just sharing. And it gave me practice, and I heard some feedback from people. I just put like a few minutes, but this is practice. This is what I would recommend for you to practice with your video, I mean, camera, or maybe with a mirror, or maybe talk to a friend, or maybe just talk to yourself. Then you also, when you go to your recruiter first call, you need to ask questions because it's crucial. Maybe he or she will disappear for a while, so you need to have a clarity. Yeah. One thing, you need to understand why they're hiring. Because of that, you need to all the time tailor your pitch when you talk on the interview to, guys, okay, this is, you want to grow your team, or okay, you right now feeling that you are overwhelmed because the person left, or you need to put that button that this is the most painful for them right now, and that you can solve this problem. Then you need to ask about team, company, and hiring process. Why about team? Because you need to understand what is the culture. Sometimes if they like dressed casually and you come completely formal dressed, they like everybody in a hoodie, and they see that you're slightly a stranger for them. But this is just like obvious thing. You can find other things. Maybe there right now in companies here it's popular to talk about mental health, etc. You can connect something in your messaging that you also find something that you can connect, that you're passionate about as well. About company, you need to understand where they're going, because everything what is about current challenge, why they're hiring, it's connected to the bigger goal of the company. So you need also not only to help that team, but you need to help that team, if you go more strategically, to look great on the scale of the company and to play a bigger game. And if you can help them with that you can help with collaboration with other departments, or you already know that this, for example, design department or product department is struggling maybe to work with customer success team, you can say, okay, I had experience with that, I can also support on this side, I have a project management experience, etc., etc. Yeah. And you need to understand what it will look like for you hiring process. What are the stage, what are the key things that they are looking for. Great for you to ask questions, guys. For example, recruiter, what do you consider like a sign or for you as a successful candidate? What is the most important thing? What you don't want to see in the candidate? Don't hesitate to ask these questions. Then what is the process looks like? What are the all steps? Will they give me case study? Will they give me a task to prepare or anything like that? Once you have that understanding, and at the end of the call with the recruiter, I would suggest you, can I follow up with you? Can I send you a message to a recruiter? So there are more proactive recruiters when they call before each interview and after interview saying, how was that, etc. But there are less active recruiters, and you need to follow up because they have a lot of going on things. And in the first call, ask them, can I follow up with you? Can I send an email, etc., just to make sure that we don't miss anything, etc. Any questions right now? No, I don't think. Oh, at what point is in the recruitment process is it ethical to ask about salary and other benefits? It depends. There are some people actually. It depends on the role. And right now, what is happening that most of the time when I get reached out by recruiter, they initially give like not limit, but their budget. Okay, we are looking for the person to hire from 60 to 80 K, or from 30 to 40, or something like that. They bring that number initially because they work like salespeople. They understand that they also don't want to waste your time. I would not go too deep initially. But I would say that if you are aware of this is a big company and they have budget, I mean, if you are looking to be hired in like giant like Google, yeah, it's not necessary for you to discuss initially. Honestly, you can prove, you can just say number, and with high probability, if you can prove, they will pay that. But if it's not the case, this is most of the time it's not the case, initially you can say, what is your budget, guys, right now? I'm looking for starting from this, and give like a minimum. But of course, when you give a minimum, put slightly more than you consider as a minimum, because it might mislead it and they will negotiate that. But also, I normally don't give just one number. I give like a range, because I'm saying it depends on responsibilities, and it really depends on responsibilities. If I enjoy working so much, and if I see this is a growing company, I might go lower. But yeah, anyway, I give a range and telling that it depends, how we will discuss it later. Another thing that I want to say, I would not suggest to talk too much about benefits maybe initially. Maybe they need to see that you're a valuable person and you need to talk more about them other than about you. So a salary point is a deal breaker, because sometimes like it's 2 times less. You don't need to talk to them. You will not consider this at all. But if it's not like that, move conversation about benefits to later. For sure. Any more questions? Or no? Okay, interview. This is the most exciting part. Merci. Yeah, thank you. Ismail, exciting part, because you will talk to them, to the team, or just interview your hiring manager. You need to be prepared. First of all, you need to put the right mindset for yourself. You need to go with the mindset that you are not asking, but you are partnering. And not only them considering if you are a good candidate or not good candidate, but you're also making a decision. Do you want to go with them or not? But don't go like distant, but you need to see, okay, we are partnering and I want to help you guys. I want to help you, but don't think that, oh, they're just checking, they're asking questions, and they will decide if I'm good enough or not. No, I'm also looking, because I will put years of my life or months of my life going to this company, to this team, and I also need to make conscious decision. Honestly, I have a person who I right now help with finding a job. And what was her mistake for maybe more than 2 years? She just jumped to another role just to take something, and then another role. And after 2 months, she discovered, oh my gosh, I don't like, they treat me like shit, and I don't want to be treated like that, or they don't value my work, they give me everything like from different sides, and they don't consider me as a valuable team member. And then she moved to another job, and then to another job. And when we just started to discuss it, once he reached the moment that I want a job that I like, I want to work with a company that I can go for a longer journey. But you can imagine, yeah, what her CV looked like. Everything is like short term. It's also a bad thing. It's a bad sign, and bad sign for them, and it's bad for your mental health and your confidence and your budget, for everything. So be sure that you come from the point of service, solving their problem, focus on their problem, but at the same time consider you're on the same level, you're thinking about relationship with them and helping them. And because of that, it will be, if you understand that and if you believe in that, it will be for you natural that you need to ask them questions. Of course, guys, I need to ask questions, because I want to find out that we are a good fit for each other and I can go with you quickly. You need to prepare, as I said before, for your initial recruiter call, that your experience and your skills are relevant for this role. Again, you prepared it already for a recruiter. Right now, you can go deeper, maybe not 3 stories, not 5 stories. Yeah, but one story is a very big, make it beautiful. So highlight everything that they need. You need to write it, maybe sometimes, especially if you go on interview remotely. Honestly, I think I can record what is happening with my screen. I put a lot of stickers, or I put some papers here around. Okay, they were talking about that they are looking for this skill. This is this skill. This is this skill. Okay, remember the key things that they're looking for, and bring your experience that is relevant and that you will be able to solve their problem. Again, what you have, this is just resource. You need to focus how you will solve what they want. This is your first preparation. Focus on job spec and how you will solve it with the stories, STAR method. Yeah. Then you need to understand what is all about company. You need to understand, you need to go to, I go like, I am obsessed with that. I go crazy. Everything, whatever I can find on online, website, social media, LinkedIn profiles of people who work there, etc. But reports, it depends on the role that you will play. I also check news about that company, just like put a title or name of the company and maybe section of news, so I'm aware and I can use that. And I'm in this moment, I'm not considered like a stranger for them. I'm becoming like a part of them, an insider, because I know about what is happening on their side. Then research about job function. You need to understand what they are doing. For example, maybe you can, if you're hired in a software development team or product team, you need to understand what this company is doing on that side. You can go in their sections on the website. You can check, for example, if they do some apps or if they run ads. So you understand your domain more or less. So try to find about that. Maybe you can reach out to people inside of the company to find about that and ask a recruiter, maybe follow up email. Then you need to understand who will interview you. So, for example, one of my last interviews, there were already two marketing executives that from two different regions, and I went through their LinkedIn. I looked what was their experience. Okay, I looked at their interest section. Okay, I can resonate. Okay, I like this person. This is influencer that they like. I will bring it during my conversation, for example, if I like something. You need to understand what is the language they're talking about, what they're focused on. This is important thing. Yeah, of course. Google questions. What are the most common questions you can on this job role in general? Find on online, and maybe don't take too much because it will overwhelm you. Maybe 10, 15 questions. Yeah, prepare your answers. Write it, those answers. Also, you can go to Glassdoor and check what are the people who already went through recruitment process in this company. What were their questions? So prepare answers. I suggest you to write these questions and prepare answers, because this is the best thing, to be already ready and rehearse it. And if you do that, you will just enjoy the process. I am seriously telling you. Yeah, and another thing, you need to prepare answers if recruiter said you something about that interview. That they want to look for specific things. So also prepare your answers, your stories. You remember you're partnering with them, so think about, okay, what you maybe didn't like from the previous job, or what you want to have. Of course, don't say anything bad about your previous job place, but think what you didn't get enough, and check if you will see it here. Maybe how they how do they see their targets for this year, the next year, how they like to collaborate. For example, you were asking about remote work. You can ask, how do you like flexible hours, whatever. What do you see as a success for me when I joined, for example? What do you see that, yeah, it was a great deal for this month, maybe next year, this year, next year, etc. And the last thing, practice. As I shared, if you practice, it will become very natural for you. Practice everywhere. Practice with a cat. Practice with a friend. If you go and stay like in a queue, for example, you are buying something in a shop, you can start asking people about their life and respond slightly some stories from your experience. Really, you can find opportunity to pitch everywhere, but especially if you make it juicy, if you bring like a narrative there, practice, and like you're brushing your teeth and you think about your story, etc. It's not a big deal. You can make time all the time. If you walk to your job, if you clean, whatever, there are a lot of time. There is a lot of time. Yeah, quickly, if you're a software engineer, I will go through three specific roles that have slightly different recruitment process. Software engineer, if you go to these huge companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, referral is the key. As I shared, find someone. If you need a referral, reach me out on LinkedIn. I have a few people who can provide you referral. It's not a problem at all, and it will help you to don't hesitate, don't be shy about that. Ask a recruiter. Yeah, this is great because they have specific mechanism to interview you. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's a giants, and it's many companies actually for software engineers. If it's a big company, they have established process. A recruiter knows what are the like frameworks or coding tests that they will run and what you need to prepare. Sometimes they mislead you, give you misinformation, so double check. Sure, if I do that, will it work? Don't be don't think that you're overwhelming with questions. Find as much information as possible from a recruiter. Coding, you need practicing. Of course, you will go through all tests. In big companies, in smaller companies, as I shared, they will replicate the process. They will put you in a lot of tests. There are these platforms like HackerRank and LeetCode where you can practice. Then another thing, this is one of the best books for people who want to be hired as software engineers, and it's called Cracking the Coding Interview. This will be enough for you if you read it. And this is the best of the best. And you need to go through mock interviews. There are platforms. It's like testing interviews because there is high risk for you if you go to interview in a big company, that if it doesn't go, you will be able to apply like only 6 months later. To save you time to practice, there are mock interviews. You can find, if you can find a person who referred you to, you can ask to run through mock interview if he or she can. There are also platforms where you can do that. So just write mock interviews service when people from different companies run it. I mean, Facebook, people just want to earn money. And I also suggest, I have a few people who from big companies who offer this as a hand of help. I don't know if they're able to do it right now because there are so many people who are asking about that. But if you want, don't hesitate, reach me out. I will try to ask them and they might help you as well with a mock interview. Consulting, if you're considering and working in consulting, be brave and go to a partner on that region. Partner, so I talked recently to a recruiting company that helps to get talent to consulting businesses. So what they were saying, that partner, it's like almost CEO of the region, and they have strategic needs and strategic mindset. And if you can reach out to them and let them know with the similar template that I shared with you before of cover letter here, that you can bring, you're passionate and you can bring value to them, even if they don't have open job, they can always create it if they like. And again, there is no harm in it. You need to show them that you're excited about company. When you go to an interview or any conversations, consultants need to know about what is happening on this side of the company. You need to go even deeper in your research, read their reports, publications. You need to be on the forefront of their thinking, what they're doing. Yeah, and don't hesitate. Be very open, challenge them, but also like challenging, bringing value, that you're just bringing another perspective for them, but not killing, you're doing this wrong, this one wrong, etc. Yeah, and once you're challenging, come up with your solution. Designer. I help right now one of the people who want to get a job in creative field, and of course you need to prioritize your portfolio. You need to choose, as I shared before, like a pro tip, that you find those people who are, it works for everybody, for you guys, if you're not even designers, that you need to find role model for you who have the same role or higher role, and you need to see, okay, how they're doing that, how they're promoting themselves. So for example, designer will create a portfolio, so you need to find that role model, that person, for example, from targeted company. You need to find their portfolios and see, okay, this is good practice. This I need to use for myself. Yeah. And if you put it in the portfolio because you're relocating or you're moving abroad, like remotely work abroad, it means that you had before projects, for example, in your local language, and you needed to explain those projects for English-speaking countries. It means that everything on your portfolio should be in English. Everything. It might be has links to external resources, but everything, first of all, it should be in English, and it should be explained, not only like photos and everything. You of course, there are more pro tips, and if you need that, write to me on LinkedIn. Okay, but I will not go too deep right now. The question from Ismail: do you have advice for careers in data? No, let me think, because I was a data scientist and I applied for data science role. Everything that I'm sharing, it works. I also have one person, or two people actually, who I help, no, actually three, helping with data. No, it's working. I mean, right now there are three people, and we completely recrafted CVs, because initially it was focused on just activities without results, and it was not juicy without keywords. Ismail, if you use what was shared before, it worked for other people. It worked for me. It worked before. It works right now. It's working right now. I mean, in this current situation for Ukrainian, for Russians, for anyone. So just apply that. I think this will go already. It's a great thing for you. Any more questions right now, guys? I hope we are not sleeping. I think. Okay, the last. I hope it's the last, guys. Tolerate me for a bit. The crucial thing that I started, that these guys, like people, they make a decision. Yeah, so we were talking different tactics, hacks, strategies, etc. At the end of the day, you need to move them from thinking that they didn't know you to I'm interested, or I want to talk to you, or I want to show you to my team, or I want to hire you. So this is what it looks like actually. You need, you should, you can network. First of all, recruiters, as I shared with you, write to recruiters, like recruiter on LinkedIn, and write to them with a short message that you're looking for a job, how you can help them, etc. Connect with them, ask them if you can help them, because they're interested in great source. They're making money of bringing great talent to the company that got and the company got an offer. The person got an offer. This is what they made. They make their money. And what else? Of course, sometimes there are outsourcing. actually. In many cases, there are companies that outsource their recruitment. There are also recruiters inside of the company. They have another thinking that they also want to hire, but this is cheaper for them if they hire by themselves other than outsourcing. For example, if there is a case when you like a company and you can find senior recruiter, also do the same. So do the same with any recruiter from any company, recruitment company, do the same with a senior recruiter because if they can hire you directly, they don't need to pay fee to that company. Yeah. Then CEO. If it's not a big company, if it's scale up a startup, write to CEO. I wrote one thing that he might not or she might not respond. And what? Do you lose anything? You don't lose, you don't miss anything. But if they can, even if they can memorize, maybe sometimes they don't respond, but they can remember you. But again, using that template that you're focusing on how you can help and what is your passion. The next thing, hiring manager. If you see that, for example, some job was posted and you can identify who posted the job, follow up immediately. Because on LinkedIn, for example, I don't know if it's possible on Naya. Is it possible on Naya to see who posted the job, the person? Holly?
Yeah, so there'll be one person that's responsible for managing each company's account, and it's normally the hiring manager. In smaller companies, sometimes it might be the CEO.
Okay, this is cool. Honestly, I would write the short message to that person. Again, if you come up with an idea of service and helping them and passion and empathy, it's not spam. But of course, you're just saying that I'm a designer and blah blah blah. Yeah, this don't send these kind of messages. Role model, as I shared, that those people who are for you great practices and you see that you can learn from, you can be inspired by them, I would suggest to connect with them and ask, I'm moving, I want to find a job, and I'm so interested, I am so passionate about your experience, I love it, it's such a great practice, you created such amazing products or something like that, but what is honestly from your heart? And can we jump on a call? Maybe you can share a few insights from your own experience that I can avoid mistakes. There again, no harm. This is great. They can give you some guidance because I'm sharing with you general ideas, practice that you can move much faster, but they might give you the last point, the last insight about that specific industry or that specific company. And many people are willing to help, but don't expect that all of them will respond, of course. An employee, if you already applied for that role, or if this company is on your targeted list, reach out to employee, anybody, and share your situation again in a short message, and will we be able to jump on a call for 10 minutes or maybe in a chat, ask a few questions of them? Can you, before asking, can I ask you a couple of questions? Don't overwhelm them, but if you spread your few questions across a few people, you will get better understanding what is happening. Mistakes. When you talk me, not about them. They already, as I shared before, they already have a lot of problems in their company. They tired, and this hiring process is initial headache for them. And you are coming with me. This is who I am, and only like that conversation. This is awful mistake, and it's really will ruin your success. Expectations. There are wrong expectations. One expectation, there is no hope, for example, to find job abroad. I never had it, I had a gap, etc. It's completely wrong. There is always opportunity to find a job, and economy is growing. We need more and more people in, for example, in tech, in data. So there always will be company that want to hire right now. And at the same time, another expectation, or I will just push forward, and then suddenly after a week you don't see progress, and you you got bored and you gave up. It's also wrong. You need to move, as I shared with you before, from step to the next step. And if you keep going, there is no any chance you will fail. If you don't stop, you will not fail. You will reach your goal. Irrelevancy, when you bring some irrelevant stuff, or as I said, for example, for hobbies, or during an interview. I made these mistakes. As I said, I have my experiences, so many different experiences. And for example, I remember I was on a screening call with an interviewer, and she asked me a couple of questions, and I started to talk about everything. And then at the end, I noticed I talked for 40 minutes, 40, and I think she got lost at all, and I never heard from her back. You need the most relevant, the juiciest stuff. People are not able to remember everything about your life, and they're not interested in that. Yeah. Fear to communicate. Don't stop yourself from sending a message, especially if you craft it and focusing on them. Do that. It just gives you additional percentage of chances to move forward. Lack of practice. Yeah, of course you are like afraid or nervous during interview. Yeah, of course. But if you practice, and if you see that, oh, I'm going through the new stage of my life, actually I have never went through that, and right now I'm taking like new challenges, and I'm excited about that. Of course my heart beats so fast, and this is awesome. Practice, 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 and see it as a new opportunity for you, because you're growing, and just enjoy. Yeah. And if you wanna talk to me, guys, you're superheroes after 2 hours 20 minutes. You're the best of the best. And if you still want to talk to me after everything what I did with you today, this is my LinkedIn profile.
Thank you so much, Sveta. I feel like you've given everyone so much valuable insights, top tips, and everything over the last couple of hours. And yeah, thank you everyone, obviously, for sticking with it. I appreciate that was a long session, but hopefully you've got so many takeaways and you feel much more confident in your job search. Obviously, after this session, we'll send over on email a full recording for you to watch back, in addition to Sveta's contact details, and the details about Naya as well, and how we can support with your job search. So all that's left to say is just best of luck to everyone. Feel free to contact Sveta and I. We're here whenever you need us. And yeah, I hope you stay safe, your family and friends are well, and sending our best thoughts and wishes to you all.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And can you please say, can we send this to other people? I mean, yeah, okay, that's great.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to help as many people as we possibly can. So the more people that know, the better.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Amazing.
Bye bye. Thank you.